Hi everyone. Today we're going to sharpen our free response question or FRQ skills by working through a past question from the 2024 AP Human Geography exam. We'll break down each part of the question, review possible answers, and try to understand what the examiners were looking for. You can find this and other past free response questions on AP Central's website. Question 1. The availability of food in the context of a growing world population is influenced by many social, environmental, and economic factors. Let's start at the top and see how we can tackle this FRQ step by step. Bullet A asks us to define the concept of carrying capacity. Carrying capacity is the maximum number of individuals that an environment can support indefinitely, based on the availability of essential resources like food and water. Think of carrying capacity like a lifeboat. Imagine you're on a small boat in the middle of the ocean, and it has only enough food and water for 3 people to survive until help arrives. If more people climb aboard, there won't be enough resources, and everyone's chances of survival drop. Any of these answers would have scored you 1 point on the AP exam. Let's move on to bullet B. Describe one way that humans have altered the environmental sustainability of agricultural lands. The overuse of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides has depleted resources like water and soil, reducing biodiversity and productivity. An example of this is eutrophication. It's a process where excessive nutrients, often from synthetic fertilizers, run off into nearby water bodies, leading to excessive algal blooms. These blooms end up depleting oxygen levels in the water, causing harm to aquatic ecosystems. On the positive side, sustainable practices like organic farming and improved resource management have helped restore ecosystems and maintain soil health. Any of these answers would score you 1 more point on the AP exam. Let's move on to bullet C. Explain how transportation technology has increased economies of scale in the agricultural sector of less developed countries. Trucks, trains, and ships can move larger quantities of crops, boosting production and consumption. Additionally, farm machinery has reduced the need for human labor and improved efficiency, allowing more land to be farmed at lower costs. Any of these answers would score you 1 point on the AP exam. Let's move on to bullet D. Explain a likely negative economic outcome of Green Revolution agricultural practices on rural communities. But first, let's recap this revolution. For much of human history, people led a nomadic existence and got their food and daily goods from hunting and gathering. Then around 12,000 to 10,000 years ago, the first agricultural revolution began as people in different regions of the world independently invented the idea of animal and plant domestication. The Second Agricultural Revolution took place mainly in Britain around 1700 and significantly increased land productivity with farming advancements such as new crop rotation techniques. This led to massive population growth and fueled the Industrial Revolution. The Green Revolution included the invention of high-yielding varieties of wheat and rice, heavy use of fertilizers and pesticides, and new investments in irrigation and machinery to boost agricultural output worldwide. The Second Green Revolution entails the use of biotechnology to produce genetically modified crops that have a higher yield and increased resistance to environmental factors. One negative economic outcome of Green Revolution agricultural practices on rural communities is the closure of small farms. These farms often couldn't compete with larger, more industrialized farms that can afford expensive technologies, leading to loss of agricultural jobs, reduced income, and even migration to urban areas. Additional negative outcomes include the overuse of antibiotics and the pollution of water, air, and soil, which degrades natural resources, undermining economic productivity and threatening livelihoods. Any of these answers would score you 1 point on the AP exam. Let's move on to bullet E. Explain one weakness of Malthusian theory in predicting the relationship between food production and population growth in contemporary society. Thomas Malthus predicted that food production would not keep up with the growth of the population, but he was wrong. In fact, advancements in agricultural technology, such as mechanization and the Green Revolution, have allowed food production to increase faster than population growth, disproving the central claim of Malthusian theory. Any of these answers would score you 1 point on the AP exam. Let's move on to bullet F. Explain how surplus food production has changed the global market for local agricultural products. Surplus food production has changed the global market in a few key ways. It has lowered prices, making food cheaper but creating more competition for local farmers. At the same time, the popularity of specialty and local foods has grown, helping some farmers sell more and earn higher profits. Any of these answers would score you 1 point on the AP exam. Let's tackle our last bullet. Explain the degree to which Green Revolution agricultural practices were effective in reducing hunger in less developed countries. Our response has to indicate the degree of effectiveness. First, let's try a statement that suggests that these agricultural practices were effective in reducing hunger to a moderate or high degree. The agricultural practices of the Green Revolution may have reduced hunger in less developed countries due to a significant increase in food production. The use of high-yield seeds, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and mechanization allowed more land to be cultivated, producing crop surpluses that helped lower prices and make food more affordable for many people. We could also argue that these practices were effective to a moderate or low degree in reducing hunger in less developed countries. Although production increased, many small-scale farmers could not afford the expensive fertilizers, pesticides, and mechanization required for these techniques. Additionally, irrigation systems contributed to the salinization of soil, degrading the land and reducing food production over time. Any of these answers would score you 1 point on the AP exam. Remember, the key to success on the AP Human Geography exam FRQ section is understanding the concepts and being able to apply them clearly and concisely with specific examples. Be sure to pay attention to the first word of each bullet. Identify or define may require a one-sentence definition, while discuss or explain may need to be expanded upon, or you may want to include specific examples. Keep practicing and you'll be well prepared for exam day. Thanks for watching and good luck on your exam.